Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. This side Priya Bhatia. And in this particular video, we are discussing our very next episode in our SQL series, where we will talk about joins and subqueries. So I hope you all remember that in the previous episode, we have discussed in a lot more detail about the window functions, as well as we have also discussed about ranking related functions like rank, dense rank, right? Row number, what is the difference between these three? At what point of time and what scenario we can use which kind of a function? We have also solved LeetCode based problem as well. So if there is anyone who have missed the previous episode, it is already available in the playlist. Do note that learnings in your documentation in a proper manner before you will proceed to this particular session. Now let me tell you the previous session that we have completed and this session is one of the most important session in the complete playlist as per the interview perspective also, as per the industrial projects also. So please make sure you will try to watch this video till the very end. I will try to attach the timestamps also in the description of this video. You can refer that. Basically, the agenda is to cover up different types of joins like, self join, inner join, inside that also left join, right join. What is the difference between inner join, close join, right? After that, we will talk about subqueries, how basically internally the subqueries usually run. Everything we will cover up with the lead code based questions implementations also with respect to interview per se, plus the practical implementation on our project which is going on currently. So please stay tuned till the very end. Also, there are very limited seats which are still left for the ML Bootcamp. If you are still interested, please go check out the page. I will try to attach the link in the description section of this video. You can just see the curriculum. It will be starting on 13th of May. So if you are interested, please, enroll it as soon as possible. And please make sure you will hit like button. You will subscribe this channel. I'm trying to put a lot of efforts here in order to upload data science projects and this kind of series. So please make sure you will do your effort as well in order to support this channel. With this, let's get started. So in the last class, I had a discussion about this in a brief, but let's see who will remember. At what point of time we should go for joins? Any idea? Anything you remember the last session from the last part?
If we have any one
If you
column
have any,
common,
yeah,
Okay.
if
Okay.
there is any two tables, in two tables, if there is any column which is same,
Okay.
then we can perform joins so that we
Okay.
can get the information from one table and display other fields which are there in the other table.
Very much apt, right? So let's say ki you will be having two separate tables. One is table 1, having some records in it. Another one is table 2, have some specific records in it. So table 2 and table 1. Let's assume ki you are working in some banking domain, and the two tables are, one table is the ID of that employee which is working, which is having the account open in the bank. Let's say we are talking about SBI Bank. Okay? So State Bank of India has, let's say, one table created where we will be having the account ID. Obviously, whenever you will open the account, you will be provided a separate account ID, right? Which is unique for you, and it will not be common to anyone in the entire globally, whosoever is having a account in the SBI Bank. And then you can say account holder name is there. For example, whosoever has opened the account. Then there is table 2. Let's say you are doing any transaction via Google Pay or Cred or any other platform, third party platform. So you will be able to get the account ID, let's say transaction ID, let's say, then the date of a transaction on which you are doing this transaction, and how much amount you have made the transactions. Let's assume number of transactions, or you can not number, the value of money which you have done a transaction as such, right? So now in these two tables, table 1 and table 2, in table 1 we have only 2 columns, 2 fields. In table 2 we have 4 columns. So it's, you can say, is a transactions table, which is taking care of all the transactions happening with respect to specific accounts. And this is the table 1, which is, you can say, accounts table, which is just holding two values, the ID of the account and the name of that account, the person who is having the account created, right? Now, let's say in future, I will ask you one problem, that given these two tables, one is the account table, another one is the transaction table, you need to give me the result. You need to give me the result, listen it very carefully, of 4 values. What is the ID of the person? What is the name who is doing a transaction? How many number of transactions he is making in a specific month? Let's say I'm looking forward towards the current, which went just now, March 2024. So I'm looking for the transaction of March 2024, that in total from SBI Bank, how much transaction he has made, and what is the total value, right? Total value, I would say, per day, like how many number of transactions he is making. So in this case, how will you solve this problem? In this case, how will you solve this problem? Now you have to understand that I want these 4 values, and I have to somehow join these two tables of accounts and transactions. Then only I will be able to analyze this data, which I'm saying here, the scenario, right? You have to analyze that with respect to specific account ID, then account holder name, how many number of transactions in the March 2024 on a daily basis, of how much value he is making, right? On 1st of March, 2nd of March, 3rd of March, 4th of March till 31st of March. Total value per day from the morning till the night. So in this case, you have to analyze, first of all, what is the common field which is available to me in both the tables, table 1 and table 2. So
ID.
what do you think? ID, right? Even though the name is not same. So sometimes what people usually understand with the joins, the header will also be same. It's not the situation, right? Header can be different, but the interpretation should be same. In table 1, the header name is ID. In table 2, the header name is account underscore ID. But both of them are trying to give to me, in a way, the account ID only, right? So it means that somehow I have to join this table 1 and table 2 to get the result. Now the question is, how? How can we do so? Which kind of join should we apply? So we will come back to this question after discussion of now, which kind of join should we apply? For that, we should have knowledge of how many types of joins we have. And then we again come back to this problem. We'll write the query, and then we will move ahead with respect to our own project, which we were doing. And we will try to apply the joins in that scenario also. So I hope the situation is clear that at what point of time you should go for joins. Whenever you want to join 2 or more than 2 tables, considering that each individual table will have similar column. One column should be same, with the help of which you will be able to make a join. You want to capture few data items from the tables, which is available. Few of them is available in table 1. You can see clearly. Few of them are available in table 2, and you have to do operations in both of them. So you have to somehow apply the join operation. Then only it will be feasible. Then only it will be possible. Now, the next question would be ki, what kind of joins should we apply? Like how we will get to know ki, whether we should go for a inner join or we should go for left join, right join, full outer join, and so on. So before we will move ahead with respect to that discussion, is this part is clear that what is the meaning of join, first of all, and why is it required before we will proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
What and why? Everyone done? Shall we move
Yes.
ahead? Perfect. So let me try to fetch some good images if I will be able to get that. I think this is fine. Let me save it. Okay, perfect. Let's capture that image. You can see, right? There are four particular things available in one picture. So let's try to study all of them one by one. First of all, the concept of inner join. I think I have already explained to you in the last session also. So let's say you will be having two tables, table 1 and table 2, and you are focusing on finding the intersection between the table 1 and table 2, right? Your major focus is to find the intersection between table 1 and table 2. You are looking forward to the common values only. What is the meaning of intersection? I'm explaining that point. You're looking forward to find the common wherever you are saying that, okay, for example, in the above case, IDs are common, right? IDs are common. So wherever there is a match with respect to this ID and the account underscore ID, just only print me those results. That's it. So that is where we will always go for inner join. So by default, whenever in a query you will tap on join, just join if you will write, it will by default refer the inner join only internally. Default, by default. Okay? When we are talking about left join, let's say you are saying, I want to find the common fields also with respect to wherever the ID and the account ID is matching. But I'm looking for all the values available in the table 1. I'm looking for all the values available in the table 1. Table 1 meaning, in our case, in our scenario, it is ID and the account holder name. Means for those who won't be able to display the results, which is not available in table 2, give me just the ID and the name, and remaining values will be null, null, null. For example, in this case, let's say your table will print the output as ID, name, count of number of transactions, and the sum of total value, right? There will be 4 fields you will be able to get as an output when you will apply the join. Now, when you are saying I'm applying a inner join, specifically in this case, I think inner join will be the one which will work. So basically in that case, wherever there is a match between the ID and the account underscore ID, that is where you will be able to get the result, and you will be printing that particular account number ID. Let's say 4185 is the account ID. Name is, let's say, Priya, and the count is, let's say, the number of transactions she is making is maybe in the entire March 2024. Let's say I have made in an entire month 24 transactions. Total sum of value in this March 2024 from the 1st March till the 31st March is, let's say, I have made a transaction of 20,000 rupees. Then there is some other person having account ID as 4185, sorry, 80, having name as, let's say, Kanisha, right? In March, she has, let's say, made a transactions of 34, having total amount as, let's say, 50,000. But now let's say ki in you are requiring a need where you are saying that I want to display all the IDs available in my account table. So in that case, you will have to go for the left join, left join. So what you will say? You will say ki I don't care if let's say ki values are not available in the table number 2. What you have to report to me. For example, there is a person, let's say, having a account ID as 7147. Name is, let's say, Sai. The count of the transactions, because in the March entire month, he has not done any transaction, but because you're using a left join, so it will mark that value as null simply. Via only left join, you can make this possible. Inner join will only display the results which are common for both of the tables. So whatever IDs are available in table 1 and table 2, it will print that only. When you're saying left join, it will print the common IDs between ID in table 1 and table 2, plus all the results it will display, whatever be the pending IDs are available with the name in the table 1. And this value, it will mark it as null by default. Is this part is clear what I'm trying to convey here? What is the meaning of left join? Any doubt on this part? So left side table, table 1, entirely it will print. Doesn't matter whether there is a common ID available in the table 2 or not. If it is available, it will also display the count and the sum. If it is not available, it will display the simple value as null and none, indicating that a table 2 doesn't contain that particular ID and the name of that person. Is it fine? What is the meaning of left join? So left side, I am saying complete records should be displayed. If there is a common value, display that. So display the count and the total sum value with respect to that particular candidates. For those which is not have or which is not having any transactions in the March month, just display the ID of that person and the name of that person, and the count and sum you can take it as a null. Make sense?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
So you're saying in the left join, it's going to show us the account, it's going to show us ID, name, and then it's going to add the account number from table 2.
Account number? Where is that?
Yeah, from table 2.
See, let's say ki in table 1, in SBI Bank, let's suppose ki 200 people are the customers of SBI Bank. Okay? So 200 people have the separate ID. So ID is the primary key of those people, right? So 200 people, I'm assuming, I'm giving an assumption, 200 people are the customers of SBI Bank having their ID and the name. Now let's say out of those 200 people, only 10 people from those out of 200 people, only 10 people have done the transaction in the March month. Okay? Sorted? 10 unique people have done the transaction in the March month. Now, what I want to find out is the ID, the name, the number of transactions those 10 people has done, and how much is the total cost they have done in the March month transactions. So when you are saying inner join, how many number of records it will display? Any answer can I get from this number?
Only ID, I think. ID and that total value number of transactions.
So how many number of records you will be able to get as an output? After doing a join,
10.
inner join,
We
10.
have equal, yeah, 10.
Everyone agrees this point? 10.
Yes,
Why?
sir.
Because I'm saying 10 people only out of 200 people have done the transaction in the March month specifically. So what I will be able to get in the inner join, I will be able to get the 10 separate IDs, 10 separate names, 10 separate count values with respect to how much number of transactions they have done in the March month, and the 10 separate total values, everyone's number will be different. Or it can be same, I don't care, but still, what I'm saying is I hope it is clear. Now, situation is different. I'm talking about a left join. If I consider the same situation and I'll do the left join now, not the inner join, then how many number of records in the output I will be able to get?
200.
200.
200. Those 10 records which I got in the inner join, you will also get in this left join. But remaining 190 people account ID, which was pending, for that, you will be able to get the ID, name, but the count and the null sum value will become null. Because for those, you don't have the record, you don't have the data, you don't have the value. This value you will be able to get, that's it. For the remaining 190 people. And this kind of data you will be able to get for the 10 people, which you got similar answer in the inner join also. That's the difference between left join versus inner join.
Okay. Yes.
Now it is fine, comfortable
Yes.
for everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
So in future, whenever, now again, you can ask me the same question, Priya, how we will get to know which kind of join we should apply. Usually in maximum scenario, you will observe inner join is the one which you will always work with. You will always play with, usually, because you want to analyze the data. You want to extract the details of those people who are common in both the tables. That's it. But by saying that, there comes a situation, rarest of rare scenarios, where let's say you are saying, I want the details of all the IDs also. I want the details of all the IDs and the account holder names. I don't care whether they have done the transaction in the March month or not. If they have done, give me the detail for that. If they have not done, give me null values. In that case, definitely you have to go for left join. So again, all these things are situational. Depending upon need, circumstances, you have to fire that kind of a query next in a SQL. So I can't give you a direct, one-to-one reasoning behind each and everything that at what point of time you should go for what kind of scenario. What I can say only is always make your mind open whenever you are doing this kind of a task, whenever you're doing this kind of analysis. Don't cram anything, learn everything, and whatever knowledge you're gaining, try to apply in a proper use case. That's the only thing which you have to understand. How to think, how to apply that knowledge, whatever you're learning. Because there is not a shortcut path with respect to what time we should apply which kind of a thing. Now, similar thing can go for a right join. Vice versa situation. Consider a scenario where you are not interested in getting maybe IDs and names, right? You are interested in getting, let's say, records from table 2. Let's say. In that case, you will go for right join. It's just a complete vice versa situation where you are interested in capturing all the records from the right side table. On the left side table, automatically you are saying that null value should be printed. I don't care. So in that particular scenario, you will always go for right join. Now, in this case, in this situation, I can't highly suggest this kind of scenario, but in future, let's say, maybe if I will be having a proper scenario, I can tell you that, okay, this is the scenario for the right join. This is the scenario for left join, but not right join, because we are doing an aggregation in table 2. But let's say we will be having some values for which we are not applying any aggregation, and we want to display all those values in the join, which is available in the table number 2. That is where you will go for the right join. And the last thing is a cross join, where you want all the values will be displayed. So wherever aggregation is possible, wherever intersection is possible, give me that value, plus the results of the left join and the results of the right join. So you want the results of every join. So you want the result of inner join, plus what is the result left join is giving to you. What is the result? Right join is given to you. That is where you will go for cross join or full outer join. That is also called as full outer join, where you want the result of inner join also, left join also, right join also. So if you will combine all these results, you will get a combination of a cross join. So in a way, you will observe we will be having 4 different types of join, and depending upon again the situation, you will have to use the join accordingly. The syntax of using the joins will remain same. So what you're supposed to do is you will have to select whatever columns you want to print, whatever situation is given to you to print that particular column. From, you will mention table 1, whatever column you're picking up. And then you will mention join. When you're saying simple join, it will go for inner join only, as I told you. Then you will mention another table which you want to join, which is table 2. So this table 1 will become your left side table. And this table 2 will become your right side table. In the diagram, which you can refer, left table and right table. So left table and right table, table 1 and table 2. Now, after that, you will say on, and then whatever be the table 1 dot column value you have, which is equal to table 2 dot column value. And these 2 columns are the similar columns which you want to do a join on. Otherwise, join is not possible. These 2 are the similar columns. For example, in our case, in our scenario, it was ID in the table 1 and account underscore ID in the table 2. Now, if let's say you want to do or apply a left join, so you will, instead of writing a join, you will mention left join. If you want to apply right join, you will refer the right join. If you want to apply a cross join, you will refer a cross join. That's it. The syntax will remain the same to apply any of the join, whether it be a normal join, which is an inner join, left join, right join, or cross join. Syntax will remain same. Select column which you want to display from table 1. You will apply whatever be the type of join you want to apply. Table 2, or then specify whatever be the common columns you have in both the tables. So you will mention table 1 dot whatever be the common column you have equal to table 2 dot whatever be the common column that you have. This is the syntax to apply any join in MySQL.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So even if the column names aren't the same, SQL can figure that out?
Yes. So you're specifying, na, ki this is the literal meaning internally, it is saying that you are saying ki even though the names are not same, even though the names, if you will see, is ID and account underscore ID, but internal significance is same. That's what you're specifying when you're mentioning table 1 dot column equal to table 2 dot column. So when I'm saying same, I'm not referring the names of the columns. I'm referring the internal intuition of those columns. So you know that table 1 signified by ID is denoting the account holder ID, and table 2 signified by account underscore ID is also signifying the same thing. So that is where you are specifying, because your MySQL workbench will not automatically able to understand until or unless you will not specify that logically they are same. Think they are same only. Then fire a query on top of that and apply a join. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Any other doubt, anyone?
And then when we don't have any similar columns, it will throw an error message.
Then you don't apply a join. Don't go for join. Don't think about joins. First thing, so you have to understand the mindset which I'm coming from. Whenever I'm teaching any topic, I'm trying to convey ki at what point of time you have to think about this topic. If let's say you are saying you have 2 tables, and both of these tables, there is no column which is common. Don't ever think about joins. Think about some other things. Window functions, can I apply? Common table expressions, which we will discuss, I can apply to get the answers. Don't think about this topic in that scenario. You can only think about this topic when there is a need where you want to display the fields of both the tables, and you can clearly see any one column in both the tables is signifying the same thing. Not by the column name. Just don't cram anything. I'm not again repeating. I'm the same thing. That don't refer the column name exactly. Many people are doing the similar mistake. They just see ki acha column name is not same, so it means we can't apply a join. I'm saying intuition behind both the columns will be similar. For example, in this use case, that's why I have given you this example where column name is different, but the intuition of the literal meaning of both the columns is similar. That's why I can apply a join here. Make sense?
Yes.
Let's say if I want to write a query for the same question. Now, what query I will write here? How will you able to get the ID, the name, the number of transactions, and the total value?
Ma'am,
I should not say per day, total value in the entire March month.
ma'am, I have a doubt. Ma'am, for example, in the SBI bank table or accounts table, I have an ID of 1234. And in the transaction table, for example, I have an ID of 456, these three only. So, ma'am, will it be considered as the same idea or will it be considered as different columns? Because
You
it
are
has the
saying
same.
in the accounts table, I have an ID of 123.
Yes,
In
ma'am.
the table 2 of transactions, you have an ID of 456.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't understand the significance of table 1 then. In table 1,
No,
you have a details of all the account holders. Now, this table 2 is a subset of table 1. You should have a detail of all the account holders. So this scenario
okay,
will
ma'am,
not
then.
come ever. It's
Okay,
like
ma'am.
you went to SBI bank, you opened one account. So in your accounts table, your detail will be there. Now, whether you have done the transaction or not, it's your choice. If you will do, you will get the information here. If you will not do, you will not get. But this scenario will never ever come, right?
Okay, ma'am,
Even
understood.
if that case, if it is inner join, it will only display the records which are both present in the both table 1 and table 2, right?
Yes.
So there will be null
First of all,
then.
this will not be the case. If it is the case, in that case, null, there is no display of results will be there. That's true. But this question is wrong itself. Right? Any other doubt? Can you give me the command now? So how basically, what command will you write to print this result? By the way, this is one of the interview question asked from me in a Google company very recently. So can you tell me what's the query you will write here?
First, internal query, you can write number of transactions, right? For select how many select of account ID, and for total value, we can sum of the value we can use, and
Okay.
from table 2, this will be the internal query, and above we need to give it as alias some name, and uh, we need to select ID from uh, first table, and we need to perform join on that ID.
So you will say select. Just whenever this kind of questions will come up, whatever you want to print, whatever you want to display, write it step by step. First of all, don't think too much about how will I write a bigger query. Just write whatever you want to display. That's it. That's your first step. That's your first mindset. Ki whatever fields I want to display, I will write it down after select command. So what I want to display, I want to display the ID, the name, which is available in my table 1. So I will say select ID, comma, name. After that, they are saying display the count and the sum. So I know that the count will be requiring an aggregation operation. then only I will be able to get that, because it is not directly available in table 2. And even the sum, total value, which the person has done the transaction in the March month, also requires a aggregation operator to do. Now, on which column this aggregation will be done? That is what we have to think. So when you are saying, I want to display ID name, let's say this indicates the number of transactions. Okay? ID, name, number of transactions, and sum. And the sum indicates a total. I'm again rewriting the alias name so that it will not confuse you. Now, when you're saying number underscore transactions, this value, you will be able to get via count aggregation operator. So you will say count. Acha, on which particular field I should apply this count operation?
Transaction
In table
ID.
2.
Transaction
Transaction
ID.
ID?
Yes.
Is it correct?
Account ID, I guess. It will be primary key.
Account ID, okay.
Filter partition the transaction.
Because a subscriber can have multiple transaction IDs, but only a single account ID, right?
Okay. Any other answer?
We need to find the pattern in the transaction ID. I mean the match.
I'm just looking upon this problem if I will have the photo for the same. It's very recent problem. If I have saved it somewhere, I'm just looking into that. So in the second table, it is given to me was account ID, transaction ID, which is of type timestamp. I hope you all know timestamp, meaning we will be having the date followed by the time. And there are only 3 fields we have in this case. So I'm exactly giving you the problem statement which was given to me. So I have saved it somewhere in my mobile phone. So I'm using that. So value was given to me. Now tell me, you will apply the count operation on which thing? Is that account ID or transaction ID? I think some part is clear. We will apply a sum operation, aggregation operation on the value part. And we will give an alias name as total. Count will be applied on which particular field?
Transaction ID.
Yes, it should be transaction ID. So for every transaction, you will get a unique transaction ID. I hope you all know whenever you will do any payment, any GPay payment, you will get a unique transaction ID for that particular payment, whatever you are making, right? So you will say count of that transaction ID, and you will give the alias name as whatever be the answer they want to print, number underscore transactions. Okay? So I have mentioned whatever be the 4 columns I want to display: ID, name, number of transactions, and total. Still, it is not finished. There's a lot more we have to do. It's just that we have written down the columns which you want to display. After that, what will I do? Now, select, this is done, from what is the table 1?
Accounts.
From accounts. Then
Inner join.
no need to specify specifically inner join. You will say join. Then
Transactions table.
transactions. Then
On table1.id.
on
Sorry,
table
accounts,
1 dot, sorry,
accounts.id
accounts.id
equals to transactions.account ID. Sorry.
equals to transactions dot
Account ID.
account underscore ID. Done. Or shall we do something on top of this?
I'm sorry.
On
We're
top
gonna
of transaction.
Huh?
On top of transaction ID, we need to find the pattern of March 2024.
Correct. That's important point to understand. We may have multiple transactions in the what we call as detailed statement. We are looking specifically for March month, correct? March 2024.
Yes.
So timestamp is given to us. So can we say where? Where? You can say month of this transaction underscore ID. Even this column they have set it as not transaction underscore ID, they have set it as DT, which is a timestamp in the question which they have given to me. So let's taking it as an exact DT, which is giving me the date and the time. Okay. So I'm saying month of DT is equal to 3 because Jan, Feb, March, right? I'm not matching this 2024 because the statement is of current statement. They have whatever be the statement is given to us, it's of current year only. So specific thing which we have to make sure is the March thing. So we are saying where. Now, when you're applying this month function from this complete timestamp, it will just take care of the month value. I'm saying that should be equals to 3. Is this done? Any other thing which we're supposed to do?
Group by ID and name.
We need to
Group by, not ID and name, group by just ID. Because ID is your specific primary key that you have.
Group, we can, how
And
can
this
we do
name,
group by
no. This
name
name is
is
not required to
non-aggregated.
display.
Okay.
Only 3 things we have to display as an output: ID, the number of transactions, and the total of for that. Yes, if the name will be there, then we have to group by in both the scenarios, ID and the name. But as of now, when you're displaying only 3 results as an output, ID, name, I am removing this. This is not required in the actual question, which was stated to me. Only 3 things was there. So I just refer again this problem. So I am just rectifying the things. Only 3 things as an output they are expecting from me: ID, number of transactions, and the total value. So ID, group by ID. That's the correct answer. And that was something which I have given to them. So it's easy. It's not difficult. It's just that we need to have a good knowledge of joins. That's it. And I'm again saying, in the interviews, chances are very high from SQL, these kind of questions will be asked from you with respect to joins, with respect to window functions, with respect to common table expressions, and all these 3 things also. If you will say to me, Priya, give me the priority order, I will say first priority is on joins. Maximum interviews, they will always ask you these kind of questions where maximum number of times you have to apply an inner join only. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am. Can we use also, ma'am, wildcard also, ma'am?
Yes, you can
percentage.
use. You can use. We have done, right, via wildcard also. So you can just mention where DT, like, then in the string form, you can say percentile dash 03 percentile, the way we have done in our last sessions. Or directly, if you're specifying only the month specific, so you can directly use the month also function, month of whatever be the field type given to you. So what I have used is a month function. I have not used that wildcard. If you want, you can use that. Any other doubt, anyone? So it was very frequent. That's why I remember, and I thought I'll discuss this in the today's session, this problem. With respect to joins discussion. So if you have any doubt, you can ask from me. Otherwise, we can move ahead with respect to further discussion for the same. Easy?
That's good. Yeah.
Okay. So now let's do one thing.
Ma'am, hello.
Yes.
I have one doubt, like, how can we understand the order of the clauses, like where, then use, group by? Here I'm not able to understand it.
Okay, any answer can I get before I'll respond to this question? So she's asking, how we will be able to understand that first of all we have to apply a where, then group by, or let's say in future order by, whatever be the clauses are there. Any answer can I get? Have you guys given a thought on this?
I think we need to apply first group by. We need to group, then only we can order, right?
Okay, in this case specifically, where and group by, what do you think?
Where and then group by.
Yeah, where and group by. So we need to specify the condition, then we need to group that records.
So basically, when you are saying where, I hope you are there in the last sessions also. I told you this constraint will help us in order to filter the data. So I think if you are sure in your problem, I have to filter it on the basis of whatever constraint is given to me. So once you have joined it, do the filter operation so that you will be left with a very few numbers. You have to always think in terms of optimization. I have to write a very optimized query. Another way could be, which you can do, is you can apply firstly group by, and then you can apply having clause to filter the answer. That might also work correctly. But the question is, which one is more optimized? That you have to think in your head. If I will apply filter operation after group by using a having clause, or if I apply filter operation before group by using a where clause, which will work the best, which will be giving me a better optimization in terms of writing a query. Our objective is not to directly get the results. I always mention in the DSA classes also, our objective is not to write a code and get the answer done. Our objective is always to write a optimized code. Our objective is always write a optimized queries. So when you're doing a grouping by, it's a heavier operation depending upon whatever be the unique IDs we have. And then we are doing a grouping by on the count and the total value, right? So if you will first of all do the filter operation, get rid of all those transactions which are not done in a March month, that's a better idea, right? And then you're doing a grouping. Rather than first of all, you're doing a grouping in the entire set of records. Let's say you will be having, you're not doing a filter operation of March. You are saying, I will first of all do the grouping. So what will happen? You have all the transactions of January, February, March, April, May, and then you're doing a grouping. Then you're applying a filter. So it's a very bad idea, right? Why to consume so much of time in doing the grouping if you know that I just want to do the analysis of only March month. So that is what you have to think before writing a query. And let's say on top of this, you want to, let's say I will say on top of this, I want to sort my data of this total value in the descending order. Whichever person has done a higher transactions in the March month should come on the top in the display. So obviously, once I will do the grouping, after that only I will have to apply a group by if I will extend this problem. So after that only you will apply a group by on which column? On the, what is the alias name you have given? Total, in the form of descending order, DESC. That's what you will write. So step by step, as the question demands, think it, step by step, how will I able to get the outcome? And don't think in one go. Don't get the output in one go. Think it step by step. That first of all, let me get the records which I want to display. Let me write it in the after select part. Then I will figure it out. How will I do? After that, second step will be, let me do the inner join because it is clear to me I have to apply a join only in this case, and that to inner join because that's what my question is demanding. So let me do it and then I will figure it out that, okay, after doing an inner join, what result I will be able to get. Acha, after inner join, this is the result I will be able to get. Now let me see what is the actual output they're expecting. Oh, they're expecting only in the March month. So it means, first of all, let me filter it out, then I will figure it out what else is required. So in this way, if you will write a query, then it will be very, very easy for you. Another way could be where you want to put a pressure on your head and you just want to write a query in one go. That's a very bad practice. Even in writing the code also, whenever there is a very heavier code, which you are getting, don't try to write it in one go. Split it into sub parts, sub problems. Just apply a divide and conquer approach. So bigger problem, split it, and then solve it step by step. Solve the sub problems simultaneously. Now filter is also done. Now, shall I require a grouping? Yes, obviously, because ID is something on which I want the answer, I want the output. Okay, they're talking about the sorting also in the descending order. Okay, at the end, I will have to apply a sorting on the basis of total value, which I will be able to get. And because by default, order by will giving me the ascending order output, I have to apply a clause of DESA. So in this way, if you will think the problem and if you will not fear, people are usually very feared when they see these kind of problems, because usually these problems are very big. So if you will get this kind of problems, you will see a complete page is there. You have to study each and everything very carefully. First of all, reading of the problem statement, whatever is given to you, very, very carefully you should have to do. 50% of the task is done if you have studied the problem statement very carefully, very consciously. Remaining 50%, if you will do it like this, logically splitting into multiple parts, then it will be very easy and you will definitely reach to the outcome. It will take some time, but definitely you will get the answer very, very fastly and very, very easily. You are not making any pressure in your head. You know that you are aware about all the concepts of SQL. You can do it. And then you're doing it step by step. If you will just be very fearful, you will be panicking, and then you will be like, oh, in this case, I have to apply so many clauses also, joins also. How will I do? If that gesture is coming in your head, then definitely, if you know everything also in SQL, you won't be able to perform these things. That is for sure. So it's like how you are treating your mind, and accordingly, you will be able to get an output, right? Step by step, when you write the queries, you will see that, okay, this is where I'm getting wrong. First time, you won't be able to get the output correctly. You will run the query, you will get something wrong. Then you will figure it out, okay, somewhere I have done something wrong, let me figure it out. And then step by step, you will be able to reach to the outcome. And second thing is the practice. The more practice you will do in order to solve these kind of problems, the more confidence you will be able to get. Only these two things are required in order to get an idea that how the flow should go. That's it. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's move ahead then. Now let's go back to our project which we were doing. Today we have not touched upon that part. So let's try to open the MySQL workbench and try to create a new query tab by the name of joins and subqueries. Just do that. Meanwhile, let me try to open one problem for you all. Just do it in your system, that thing, and meanwhile, I'm just opening few queries for you all. Open this also in your system. So whatever things we have discussed, with that, you will be able to solve this problem. Just open it in your LeetCode platform.
Where did you go? Where did you go to get this in the LeetCode?
So basically what you have to do, go to this LeetCode platform, first of all. So
Yes.
I'm opening it from scratch. Once you will open this platform, you will see this kind of interfaces coming up. Go to database. So when you will go to the database, you will see all the SQL queries are there, which are very widely asked in interviews. So prepare your interview journey with respect to this platform by going into databases. Even after the sessions, also when this bootcamp will get over, try to solve as many problems as you can solve in this platform. Okay. So in that, I have opened one problem, employee earning more than their managers. It's a very interesting problem. Just open that problem. I have given the link also in the chat window. Let's try to
Oh,
figure it out, this problem. How will we solve? If, let's say in an interview, someone will ask from us. Just open in your system. Once it is done, let me know. Then we will start reading the problem statement. Okay, perfect. I have talked about all the joins, but I forget to mention about something called a self join. It's not something which is difficult to understand now. But from this problem, I got the idea that I should talk about that as well. I always told you that, the joins are required when you want to join two tables, right? Having single, any one column will be common in between both the tables. If you remember this, and from the starting of the session itself today, I am repeating the same line. But there comes a need where, let's say, only single table is given to you. Let's say only table 1 is given to you. No 2 tables, no 3 tables, no 4 tables. Still, there might be a need as per the given question where you have to apply a join. Now you will say, ki, Priya, how is this possible? Now you are saying something different thing. You are starting from the starting, you are saying 2 tables will be given to us. Then only we have to think about joins. But now you are saying in a single table also we can apply a join. So again, I'm saying a one word here. Whatever words I'm saying, in the background, understand the situation. And accordingly, try to understand what I want to really convey here. When I'm saying ki in a single table also you can apply a join, first of all, this is called a self join. And sometimes what happens is ki the questions will be given in such a way ki within that table itself you can do an analysis, and there is no as such need to provide two separate tables for the same. But when you are doing a join with its own table, it's a two tables only, but it's just that your table 1 and table 2 is same. For example, in today's question, which just now I have told you to open, employee table is given to us, I think. And whatever the result they are expecting from us, we will be easily able to get only when we will join the same two tables. How? See this problem. Employee earning more than their managers. Now you only tell me whether a manager position is there in the company, or a normal employee as a data scientist or data analyst is there. They will always be having only one table, right? Employee table, because manager is also employee of the company. And be it a CTO or a CEO, he is also an employee of the company. He's also getting a salary every month. So I have only one table itself. And I don't think we require two tables in this scenario. But the question says that you have to figure it out those employees who are earning more than their managers. Now, it usually happens, right? Sometimes people in the company who are quite older, they might be having a lower salary as comparable to the people who joined very few months back. It might happen. So what we have to figure it out is, who are those employees who are earning more than their managers? So ID is given, name is given, salary is given, and manager ID is given. Now ID is the primary key of the table, and every particular employee ID, obviously if they have the manager in their company leading to him or her, so they will be having a manager ID also, which is available in my employee table. Now each row of this table indicates the ID of an employee, their name, employee salary, and the ID of their manager also. It is already given to me. Now we need to write a solution to find the employees who earn more than their managers. So how will we solve this problem? For example, you can just refer this particular table. We have been given 4 employee details. Name is Joe, Henry, Sam, and Max. Their salary is given 70,000 is the salary of Joe, 80,000 is the salary of Henry, 60,000 is the salary of Sam, 90,000 is the salary of Max. Now, if you can see, Joe manager ID is 3. It means that Joe's manager is Sam, who is earning 60,000. Again, I'm repeating, think it clearly. Joe manager ID is 3. It means that the Sam is the manager of the Joe. Salary of Sam is 60,000, which is lesser than 70,000. And that is what we have to figure it out. It means Joe is the employee who is earning more than their manager. So I got the answer as Joe. Now, second member is Henry, who is having a manager ID as Max, who is earning 90,000, which is more than Henry. That's why he is not a part of my answer. So Joe is the one who is earning more than his manager, because his manager is getting a salary of 60,000 and he's getting a salary of 70,000. So Joe is the only employee who earns more than his manager. So how will we solve this problem? Think over it.
Can you check my solution?
So I got one answer. Whenever I ask the question, please, you guys don't give the answer to everyone, because I really want everyone to think. If they got the answer, then they will not think clearly. Everyone needs to think once. I want to give the time to everyone. Maybe you have done it prior. So you can share personally to me. Okay? Whenever I'm asking some question in the class, you need to share personally to me, directly to me, not to everyone, because everyone can see the chat. So can you guys write a query on this MySQL workbench and try to run this and give me the result? So Nagasai has already shared, and I feel it is correct also, but I want everyone to write a query in their platform by thinking on their own. How will they solve this problem? Be honest with yourself and try to write it down. Whatever things you have learned so far from past 1.5 hours of discussion, accordingly think over it. If you have any doubt in terms of problem statement, you can ask from me again that how Joe is coming up if it is not clear to you. If it is clear, write a query in the platform and run it. Once it is running fine, try to submit it. Once it is submitting fine, share with me in the chat window. I'm waiting for a few minutes for everyone. So I got 2 responses. Can I expect from other people also? It's okay. It's okay. If it is for the first time you are doing it, it makes sense. It takes some time to digest these stuffs.
Even my answer is not working on all test cases. It is passing some test cases.
Okay. It means there is some issue.
Yes.
What about Jeevan? In the meanwhile, Sai, Naga Sai, please try to rectify how can you optimize this to pass all the test cases.
Yeah.
Jeevan, is this working fine for you, all the test cases, or still there is some
Yes,
test cases
ma'am.
which are failing? Working
No,
fine.
ma'am, all test is fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. What about others? So I got 3 responses.
Man, I got it lost. I mean, how to filter everything.
Take your time. Don't get lost. Take your time. I'm giving you time, right? I'm not in a hurry. Think about it. Ki, how will I compare? So where Kanisha stopped, right? So what kind of filter you have to apply? You have to think about the employee salary with the manager salary, right? So how will you compare the employee salary with the manager salary? And you will write a condition as employee salary, employee dot salary should be bigger than the manager salary. If that is the case, give me the name of that employee. Otherwise, skip that. So that is what you have to apply as a constraint. I think logically it is clear. Now, how can we implement that? That is what you have to understand and think. So take your time. Anyhow, I will have to write at the end of the day. But before that, I want to give you the time so that you can use your own brain to write the query properly. If it doesn't work out, it's completely fine. At least you should have a think over it before I'll write the answer. Shall I start writing or do you need some more time?
Man, just 2 more minutes.
Okay, okay. Take your time.
Ma'am, how can we use the alias named table?
Just mention as and give the name, whatever you want to give. And if you don't mention also, then also it is fine. Like when you say from, let's say you are writing employee table name, just if you want, you can give as E1, let's say alias name, or you can directly also write E1. It will automatically consider the E1 as the alias name.
Okay, ma'am.
Uh, there is issue in your query, Kanisha. Logically, it is correct, but syntactically, it is wrong. Try to implement it. In your dashboard, you will get the issue. What's the issue I'm talking about? So when you
Okay.
are doing a self join, always remember apply a alias name. Otherwise, both the table name is employee. So how will your system will be able to recognize that in which employee you're talking about? So maybe when you are saying, first of all, you're mentioning ID, name, salary. Check in the output, do you require these three fields or not? No, right? We just require the name of the employee, that is Joe. Always see the output which we are looking forward. Are not looking forward the ID, the name, and the salary of the person. I'm just looking forward towards the name of the person who is getting a salary more than their manager salary. That's it. So first of all, you should after select just mention the name. As you can give the alias name because out in the output we just want employee as the header name. So give that as a header name, right? And when you're doing a self join, just make sure because you're doing a join in the same table itself, on the employee table itself. So make sure you will apply a alias name to the table. Maybe first table one, you can name it as emp1, and table two, you can name it as emp2. So that even though the table is same, employee table, the naming of table one and table two, you have separated. So that when you apply a join, maybe inner join, left join, right join, or full outer join. In that case, your system will be able to understand that what is a left table, what is a right table. If you will give the same naming, your workbench will get confused which table you're referring to. So that is the issue.
Okay.
Think. Okay, I got one more answer. Oh my God, this much bigger query we have to write, Siddhish. You guys are making it more complex. I don't know why. If things can be done in an easier fashion, then don't go in the complexity. Think it's an easy level problem. See, it's an easy level problem. And whatever query you're writing is too much difficult to even see. If a new person will see your query, they will be very fearful ki what you have written here.
Ma'am, I have a simple doubt. Uh, since we are referring to the same table, so how can we, distinguish? How can we, change the name of the first? Because if you're referring to
Just
tables,
now
so
I have said, just now, what you were doing in that part, how you
ma'am,
will refer
I'm
the two different tables, same table by
ma'am,
two names.
join
Give the alias name. Employ
alias.
as even, yeah, emp1, join employ as emp2. So
Oh,
give the alias name to your table. So now let me show you what I'm trying to convey here. Okay? Just Megha Sanji Senu, I think it's the uh
Can you say my
it's the appropriate answer.
where I gone wrong in my query?
It's the appropriate answer. Let's try to write it down step by step and then automatically I think everyone will be able to understand where they have gone or where they have the confusion which they are not able to write. So first of all, whatever I am now starting writing the things, try to understand the mindset again. Try to see, okay, this is how the flow should go. And then everyone knows his or her own thing, how they have written the query, what is the mindset they have used in order to write the query, and try to then differentiate and analyze where they have gone wrong. Self-analysis, please do that first of all. Still, then if you will not able to understand, then we will discuss further. Okay? Now I'm starting this part. First of all, as I told few minutes back, we need to display only one column, which is by the name of employee. This particular column, I will be able to get with the help of this name, right? So what I will do, I will say select. Now I'm using M1, which is my alias name, which I will give in the further query part, you will see, dot name. As I'm giving the alias name, I'm just copy pasting this thing, employee, because this is the output which they're expecting from me. If you will give even a different alias name also, you will not able to submit your query. That is what you have to make sure. And that's why I am using these platforms to make sure that rather than only understanding the technical knowledge, you will also able to understand that how you will run this query on these kind of platforms. Because each and every company, wherever you will apply, they are using these kind of platforms to test your knowledge, right? Sometimes we are aware about technical skills, but because of this not awareness about the platforms, we went wrong. So that's why I'm using the platform also, apart from writing our main code in the MySQL workbench. Side by side, I'm showing you the platform also, how you have to write in your interviews, right? In the industry, definitely you will use those platforms which we are using in our practical aspects. In interviews, you will have to go to this platform. So select emp1.name as employee, alias name is there, from table 1. Table 1. What is a table 1? Employee table is there. So just copy this name. As give the alias name, or if you don't want to give the as also, you can just mention emp1. It will be automatically able to understand that emp1 is your alias name after table name employee. Join, because I hope you will be able to understand. In this case, we are not looking for left join. We are not looking for right join. We're not looking for full join. The only thing which we are looking for is the inner join. Like whatever be the common intersection value we have with respect to manager ID and the employee ID, that's what I'm looking forward, right? So I will apply normal join here on the table 2. So my table 2 is again employee only, but I will give the alias name as emp2 so that I will be able to distinguish between the two tables, because it's a self join, it's a same table we are working in both aspects. So that's why I have given different names. Own. Now I'm looking forward for every particular employee ID. What is the manager ID, right? So I'm looking forward emp1 dot manager ID. If it is equal to second employee is the manager ID, right? So emp2 dot ID. Is this clear? For example, for this Joe case, I'm starting, let's say, scanning from this record. I'm looking for this employee 1 Joe. What is the manager ID? It is 3. So I'm saying this 3, is it available in the employee ID? Yes, it is available. Yes, it is available. There is a match. There is a match. If there is a match, then what I have to do? So emp1 manager ID is equal to emp2.id. It indicates that the manager of Joe is Sam, if I just have to refer by name. So I have to compare the salary of emp1, which is the Joe, and emp2, which is a Sam. So I will apply the condition here What is that condition? What is that condition? So this part is fine.
Yes.
Both of the IDs will be same. You can apply where also, you can apply and constraint also. Let me just see whether it will work fine or not. I'm saying and the value of emp1 dot salary should be bigger or smaller. Emp1 is Joe. In order to get that filtration
Greater.
operation done, bigger
Bigger.
than the employee manager salary, emp2 dot salary. So I'm saying there are two restrictions. First restriction, this should be equal, means this 3 and 3 will be equal. Second restriction is that the employee one salary, which is Joe's salary, should be bigger than the manager salary, which is Sam's salary. Let's see. Let's try to submit this. Until or unless you're not submitting, you're not sure that whether it will pass all the test cases or not. So you have to submit it completely. And once it is showing accepted, then only you can think that, okay, your code is working fine. So this is the problem statement where, again, I'm repeating. Can you see how easy it is? First of all, there are so many lines you're writing in your queries. There is no need. Right? The good developer or good coder, good programmer will be someone who will write very few lines of code, and that too in a very optimized manner. Think logically and clearly what we have to achieve. Now, again, I'm just copying this particular part in my scribbling and repeating it step by step. And then maybe if you have still the confusion, then I'm open to take your queries. I'm copying this table also, if I can. Right? This is a table given to me. I hope problem statement is clear to everyone. We are looking forward for those employees who are earning more than their managers. So we have only single table. But because we have to compare the salary of individual employees with their manager salary, that's why I got an idea that I should go for joins. First of all, you should have that understanding that this problem will be solved by a join, because no one will tell you in the interview that, okay, you have to apply a join here. Maybe you are thinking some other aspect itself. First of all, you have to have that mindset that whether we should go for join or not. So why I'm saying that join is the only way to solve this problem, because we need to compare the individual employee salary with the manager salary. And in the employee table, I know ID of employee is also given and manager ID is also given if a person is having a manager or not, depending upon that. Now, because I'm working on a single table and I have to apply a join in this table itself, that's why we call it as a self join. Self join meaning that within this table, we have to apply a inner join. Now you are saying, okay, because I'm applying an inner join on a same table, if you will not write an alias name, then your command or your query will be internally confused. Which employee you're referring to? You have to distinguish it somehow by saying this is my table 1, although they both are same, but my needs are different, right? So this is my table 1 and this is my table 2. And they both are same table, but the name is different. Naming is different, we have done. Now, what I am saying, capture from this first table 1 the name value and give the alias name as employee. Why I have given so? Because I have checked my output screen. And in my question, they have mentioned that we are looking forward to one header by the name of employee. And in that name, I can see the name is there. Joe name is given. That's why I have given the alias name as employee. Now from table 1, join table 2. This is the syntax we have. Own. What is the common thing between these two tables? That is what we have to figure out. What is the common thing which we have in these two tables? Now, understand this point carefully. I think this is where you will get lost or you will not able to get the result, or you will get confused. Ki how will I compare the salary of individual employee with their manager salary? So the last line, line number 4, is important to understand. And if you will understand that line, I'm pretty sure then you will find this problem easy only. So I'm again expecting a consciousness with respect to this particular statement when I'm repeating this part. So we are saying check the employee one manager ID. So I'm saying this is the employee one, check its manager ID. It's 3. It's 3. If it is equal to employee2.id, now you can see internally, although it's a only single table, but internally, let's say I am giving this as a emp1, and the same employee table is there where, let me just again copy this. So internally, what is happening, I'm showing you. Okay? How the flow is going on internally. Just for the visualization per se, you can understand from this part. So we have internally, although the table is same, what we have done is we have given this name as emp2 with our above SQL command. So this is emp1, this is emp2. So we are saying emp1.id, which is 1. Check with respect to this ID, what is the manager ID? It is 3. Is this available in emp2.id? Is this 3 values available? Yes, it is available. It means that Joe's manager is Sam. So emp1 person is Joe, emp2 person is Sam. Am I saying it correctly? Is it clear? I have internally, I have given emp1 and emp2. Emp1 is a left table, emp2 is a right table. Although these tables are same, but you can understand the difference, what I'm saying. emp1 manager ID, if it is equal to emp2.id, it means that Joe's manager is Sam, which is true. Now I have to compare. This is the first condition where I'm saying that the employee ID will be equal to the employee manager ID will be equal to the employee2.id. Now, if it is true, second condition will be to make that filter operation done, that Joe salary, emp1 salary is 70,000. This will be bigger than 60,000. This is the second condition. If this is also true, I hope you all remember logical operators that we have done in our last sessions. So when both of the constraints, this is the condition number 1, this is the condition number 2. When both of them will be true, then display me the name. And because in this scenario, one ID, manager ID is 3, is equal to the emp ID, first condition is true. Second condition is Joe's salary, which is 70,000, is bigger than 60,000. This condition is also true. We will be able to get the emp1 name. Emp1 name is Joe, we will be able to display. If let's say they are saying display the manager name, if let's say they will change the problem and will say display the manager name. So what will you write in this? What changes you will made in this query?
E2.name.
emp2.name. That's it, right? You know, emp1 is referring this Joe value, emp2 is referring the Sam value, manager value. So if they are looking forward with respect to the manager name, who is earning less salary than their employee, then you will have to display emp2.name. Everything will remain same. But here they want to display the employee name, who is earning more than their manager. So I'm displaying emp1.name. Again, split it. Again, split it. Then things will be very easy for you to understand. You have to understand internally how these things are working. The way I am explaining to you. This is how the things are working internally. Now tell me if you have any issue. Is this difficult? What do you think now? Is it difficult after understanding this concept? Can we categorize this problem as easy only? Just like the way they have done in LeetCode? Yes? Shall we move ahead?
M2 dot Ma'am, M2.name is giving Sam because of this reason, na? Because currently it is pointing towards the ID 3 and 3 is pointing to the Sam.
Yes,
That's
correct,
okay.
correct. Shall we proceed? If you guys are agreed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
ठीक है. Perfect. Which courses have highest enrollment rate? First question I have given you in the previous task number 1 in the bootcamp. How you solve this problem? So we will be having 3 tables, right? Courses, learners, and employee. Now, as a tech company by the name of Tech for All with Priya, let's say I have 3 courses as of now. And I want to figure it out because it's very important for me to understand that which courses personally to me so that I will be able to grow my company, generate maximum revenue. I have to analyze this, right? This is one of the most crucial aspect as a part of data analysis, particularly to me, if I am the owner of the company, that if I'm launching further courses, obviously I can't see my interest. If I have to run the company in a longer run, I have to see the learner's interest. So whichever course is the one which is demanded by many people, I have to launch it again and again so that I will be, or my employees who are working in this company, I will be able to survive and will be able to give to them salary every month, right? So it's my need of an hour. For that, out of the 3 courses which are available, as of now, though we have very limited number of records, but considering that aspect also, if I have to analyze which courses have highest enrollment rate, SQL Bootcamp, DSA for interview prep, or Excel mastery course, with respect to whatever records we have inserted till so far, the major thing which we have to understand here is what kind of SQL query we will fire on this particular analysis so that we will be able to get this result. How will we solve this problem? So Kanisha has given me the response. What about others? Yes, I feel it is correct. Many people have given the similar answer. So let me copy one answer, which I feel is the most appropriate one by let's say Nagasai Sridhar. The answer for him as well as Megha Sanji Senu is actually same only. So what you have done is you have said selected course, count star as enrollment count. Okay. So it will be able to give me the count of the number of enrollments which we have done. from this learners table, group by selected course. So what will happen with respect to the course ID that we have, which is 1, 2, 3, and so on, we will be able to get the number of enrollments. Order by enrollment count in a descending order, because we are looking forward to the most frequently purchased course by the learners. If we'll run this command, let's see what will be the output we will be able to get. So let me just check my field name. Selected courses is my field name. Let's run it again. Okay. Group by also selected courses. So if let's say now I'm specifically looking for the highest one, where is my problem statement?
We can put limits there.
Yes.
Limit
So
1.
which courses have the highest enrollment rates? So this particular thing is giving you all the courses and the enrollment rate for every course. I'm looking for the highest one. So what I can do is I can just mention limit 1. That's it. So if we'll just do this and run this query, we will be able to get the course number 1. Enrollment count is 4. Now, if you remember a few days back only, I don't know in the last class only or in the last class, I remember Kanisha asked me one question and she said, Priya, why can't we able to print with respect to the course ID, the course name? Because if let's say you have multiple courses, obviously as a human being, we won't be able to remember the IDs. For better clarity, is it possible that we will be able to print the course name also apart from the course ID and the enrollment count? Okay, we got the answer key. One is the ID of the course, but I don't know, no? What is this one? Do you remember? At least I don't remember. Or if I remember also, as of now on my website, because it's a very newly launched website, I just have 3 courses. But if you'll ask after a few years, if I'll continue working on that, maybe I will be having high number of courses available on my website with the self-paced plus the recorded plus the live sessions. So it's not an appropriate thing that we will be able to display only the IDs. So now on top of this, I'm changing my problem statement and I'm saying to you all today, after these many days have been passed, I want you to print me apart from the select, I want the course ID, which you have printed by the selected course. I want the course name also. And then I want the enrollment count. Can you reframe your query and give me the result? How will you do that? Think over it and run in your system and give me the result. Think what skill you will use here. Whatever you have learned till so far, try to utilize that particular knowledge and give me the answer. So with respect to 1, I'm looking for the course name. So if you will see, select star from course underscore update. If I'll just run this new table that we have. So it's a complete Excel mastery course. So I'm looking for the name of that as well in this part. And I'm dropping my previous table because I'm not working anymore with the course table in the project. So I'm dropping that. What was my table name? Courses. Acha, there is a referencing in the student table, so I cannot drop it. It's okay. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. Do it. So I hope my problem statement is clear to everyone. What I'm looking forward is the course ID, course name, and the enrollment count. So as of now, you can also take the course table So why is this issue is happening? Because if you remember, our learners table, we have applied a foreign key towards the course table, right? So that's the issue. That's why you cannot drop this table as of now. So we will not use this course underscore update table in our part. We will use the course table itself. So I got one answer. Mm, very good. Very good. Makes sense to me. I'm not sure whether it will run synthetically perfectly or not. Have you tried running this, Nagasai?
Yeah, it's working for me.
Okay, perfect. Logically, it seems very much apt. Synthetically also it's correct, then it's great. Looking forward for other people responses also, because today I feel you will be able to give me the answer very well if you understood from the today's session what are joins, how can we apply, what is left join, right join, inner join, and so on. So let's see who will be able to give me the correct response apart from Nagasai. Waiting for you all. So that's the only reason that few questions in the initial classes, if you have asked from me, I have skipped because of the appropriate day. I want to discuss those questions. If on the first or second or third day I'll talk about these things, you won't be able to get my point. But today, you will definitely get the point which I will convey here. Acha, what do you think? How can we solve this problem? What is the what is your mindset is saying? Ki, how can we able to get the course name?
We need to use join here.
You don't say I have seen your query. You are saying it
Okay.
correctly, but I'm asking from other people, those who won't be able to deliver to me the answer. So he said already join. So how can we apply join here? Think about the, again, common column value via which you will be able to apply the inner join here, and with the help of which you will be able to display the name of the course. Think about it. It's not difficult, not at all. After discussion from past 2 hours, what is join and how it works, it should be easy for everyone. It should be. And for
Ma'am,
those who are feeling difficulty, I'm again saying you will get the recordings of this session. Before coming to tomorrow's session, please make sure you will revise the content. Maybe you can just make the speed as 2x and revise it again. And whatever queries you are feeling difficult today, at least by tomorrow evening, you should feel it easy. Then only you can say that, okay, it's clear to me.
The
ma'am, can
common
I?
the common ID is the course ID.
Yes. So it means you have to apply a join on that. That's for sure. Now, how will you apply? Think over it. You know that this particular query is giving me the response as selected course and enrollment count. And this is correct. Will you guys agree with me? This is what you have to print at the end of the day. It's just that you want a
Yes, ma'am.
course name also. So what if I will store this result in one temporary table? I'll not touch upon this thing. I'll store this result in the temp table. Let's say I have stored it. I'm giving an alias name. It's a temporary table I have. So now I have table 1, which is a course table. Table 2, which is a temp table. Course table contains select star from course. Course table contains the course ID, name, month, duration of how much months it is there, and the fees. And this temp table contains the selected course ID and the highest enrollment rate. That's it. Now, even though the name is different, in the courses table, the name is course ID. And in the temp table, we have selected course, which is also signifying a course ID only. It means we have to apply a join on the course table and this temporary table that we have. On which basis? On this course ID in the course table and selected course in the temp table. So how is this possible? First of all, we have to write which thing we want to display. So I want to select what thing? The
Course ID
name, course name. Yes, if you want, you can say course ID,
and
course
enrollment
name.
count.
What other thing we want? Enrollment count,
Enroll-
right? Which is available in my table 2, which is a temp table. Enrollment count we want. So it is available in my temp table. So you can say I want temp table dot enrollment count. From which table you will be able to access this course ID and course name? Course
Courses.
table. From course table. From course table, right?
Course table.
Now, what we can do here? Join
Now we can join.
this temp table.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, further, what is the syntax? On. What is the constraint you will apply?
It should be same. Course ID
So
and
what you will say, your course dot course ID will be equal to temp table dot selected courses. Is that fine?
Now, if we directly write course ID is equal to selected course, it would be wrong.
Yes. You have to specify table name dot what is the common column you are specifying. Let's run this. If we got some issue, then we will fix it. Now see, this is what I was expecting, right? What is the course ID? What is the course name? What is the enrollment count? Now see this query. So you, in your assignment, have mentioned this query. You only gave me this query, right? I have utilized this query as it is, stored the result in my temporary table. I'm looking forward with respect to the course ID, course name, and the enrollment count. So I have mentioned whatever be the things I want to display in the answer. From, this is my table 1, courses. Join. My table 2 is temp table. On. What is the common field available in the course table? Course ID. And the temp table, selected courses. Because I know both of them are signifying the ID of the courses. So at any point of time, in both of these tables, there is a match. Print me these 3 results. And which kind of join we have applied here? Inner join.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I'm a little confused as the order things go. So you're telling SQL to give me the things that you didn't even have yet. Why can't we put the select, in the parentheses? Why doesn't that go at the top? And then you join. Does that make any sense? So you have your select, selected, yes, that part.
So you
as
are
temp.
saying that enrollment count is not available till so far, and you are selecting it. It's not
Yeah.
as of now available.
Yes.
It's there inside the bracket, right? This is I think I am getting your question correctly.
Yes.
That's your concern, right? So basically, what will happen? So this is a concept which we called as subqueries in SQL. So when you are specifying a bracket, no, first of all, internally, it will give this as a priority and will solve this and store the result in the temp table. It will not start directly from here. Because you have specified a bracket here. It's like in mathematics, we have a rule. What was the rule to solve the equation? I think board mass you must have heard, right? Brackets will be solved firstly. Similarly, here also you have specified a bracket. You are saying, first of all, solve this and capture the result of a selected course and the enrollment count. Whatever result you got, store it in the temp table. First task it will do internally, I'm saying. Secondly, it will start doing this. So it's like now you forget what is this. Internally, once it will solve this answer, it's like you have already all the values available in your temp table now. Second part is it will now solve this query and apply a join now. Secondly, and then you will get the result.
Okay.
Now it is clear. So
yes.
That's why, even though it seems to us that we don't have this value till so far, how we are writing here, but internally it will be solved firstly, and then we will be able to get. That's why we are getting the correct response also internally. That's what we call as subqueries. So whenever you write one query and inside that in a bracket another query, this is called a subquery. So when you have multiple queries in a SQL command, internal queries, whatever you're writing, will be solved first. Then the outer queries will be solved. Then the more outer queries will be solved. That's how the flow will go. So here we just have two queries. One is the join wali query. Another one is the bracket query. So firstly, internal query will be solved. Then the outer query will be solved. So this is the internal query. This one is the outer query. So firstly, internal query will be solved. We get the answer. Then the outer query will be solved and we got this result finally.
Ma'am, one more solution is there, like we can directly join the course and learners table
Okay,
and then do the group by, order by, and limit.
correct. You can
Which
do
will
like that as well.
which will be the optimized one, like if we are saying optimized approach. I
I
sent you
think
on Telegram as well.
both of them, no, not the one I did. So let me just check what is her query which she sent to me.
But in order to do that, we need to merge, right, two tables. But it will be then we
So
can
let me write it down what she has
Yeah.
written, and then maybe we can analyze it in a better sense, because might be few people have not able to understand what she is saying. So another way to solve the above problem, same problem we're trying to solve. So her way is also correct, I feel. So let me write it down what she sent to me via Telegram. So select, I think Yashasvi, you can send in the group. It would be better rather than sending personally to
Actually,
me.
there is something problem in my laptop. I'm not able to copy.
No, the same photo you can send in the 7-day SQL Bootcamp group on
Okay,
Telegram,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
so that everyone can see. Anyhow, I'm writing the query as well. So what she has done is the course ID, course name, then count star, as she has mentioned enrollment count, right? Then from learners table, okay, join she has done on the course table on learners dot selected courses equal to, she has mentioned, I'm just copying her query, course dot course ID. And then she has done a group by on the basis of selected courses. Then she has done order by on the basis of enrollment count in the DESC fashion, limit 1. First of all, let's check whether this is giving us the similar result or not. Same result we are getting. I have run the other way also. And as you can see, this is also giving us the similar answer. Because this is what we are looking for. And this is what she has applied, inner join only in this case also. Sorry. Right? Course ID, course name, enrollment count. So the above approach, I just have used your command which you have given to me in the chart window, and on top of that I have applied a join by storing it in the temporary table. Now, this can be the approach which I think, if you will not solve the above problem, can come to your head directly, right? Where you are saying ki you are looking for course ID, course name, and enrollment count. Why not? I will join the course table and the learner table, because in the course table, I will be able to get the course ID and the course name, and enrollment count I will be able to get via learner table. So what she has done is she has selected course ID, course name, enrollment count, join the learners table and course table. So learners is the table 1, course is the table 2. Now, you know, the common thing between these two will be the selected course in the learners table and the course ID in the course table. So if you will just run this query, just run this query. Oh, acha, group by we have not done. So let's say we will run this query. So you will be able to see that we will be able to get for every selected course ID 1, 2, 3, the course name and the enrollment count. This query will be able to give to us. And finally, we are doing an order by, because we are looking for the topmost course, which is the highest purchasing power. So that's where we have done an order by on the last column in the descending fashion, and we have limit to 1 itself. So that is where we will be able to get the complete answer like this. Now, the question which she is asking is, first of all, is this answer or approach is fine to everyone? I think this is also a correct approach. No doubt in this, right? Undoubtedly, we can say it is also correct one. Both of them are correct. First one also, second one also. Both of them are also giving us the same response, which clearly indicates that any problem we can solve with multiple SQL queries as well. It's not that if we have written one query, that's the only approach. So her thought process or her mindset is very much apt. I should say this point. Okay. Now the question is, what she's asking is, which one is better in terms of optimization? Like, which is the most optimized one out of these two? So what do you think? This one is better or this one is better?
Can you check the time so that we can find right?
No.
By that also we can check, right?
We can check, but I'm not looking
Yeah.
forward towards the time part. I
Okay.
just want you to think logically that which one is better as per your scenario. Like,
As per
what do
readability,
you
I
think?
think it is better.
This is the, let's say, query 1, which we have mentioned to get the result. This is the query 2, which we have mentioned. So what I'm looking forward from you, as per your logical understanding, for example, we always try to see, right, the flow. I hope you all remember. In every session, I used to say, what is the order of execution? Tell me. So just try that logical ability in your head. Ki how, in terms of order of execution, query 1 will run internally, although I have told you how it will run, first of all, it will store this thing. It will run this thing, store it in a temporary table. Then on top of that, it will fire that command of outer query and give the result. And then we have this query. So out of these two queries, which one will be the better one? Or both of them are similar? Or if you are saying no, query 2 is better or query 1 is better, can you provide me a reason for that? Reasoning behind the same. I'm looking forward for the reason part. So Megha Sanjay Sainu is saying ki first one is better, query 1. He is saying, and the reason he's giving to me is because we are filtering first. I think this is what he's referring ki you are writing a subquery and you will be able to first of all filter the records. And whenever I'm saying in terms of optimization, always think about ki when we have millions of records. See, it's a dummy project where we will be having limited number of learners. So the approach which you have to think in terms of optimization is by considering that, let's say I am having a millions of records and millions of learners on a daily basis are coming to my website and fetching my course details. So in that sense, if you will think, then only you will be able to come to my point, which I want to convey here in terms of optimization per se. Okay? So he is saying ki because we are filtering first, then we are going for join. In this case, we are joining less records. Okay? Any other argument, or if you are with him, you can let me know. What about other people mindset?
Yeah, I agree him.
Yeah, I agree with that point.
It's correct. If you remember, in the last session, I told you one point. What was that? Ki in SQL, join is a computationally expensive operation. Do you remember that line?
Yeah.
Computationally expensive operation. Even I told you that at times when you can solve any question via join versus you can solve any question via window functions or normal queries, always go for normal queries without using join if you can get the similar result. But in this question, we can't get the result without using joins. That is for sure, because somehow we have to aggregate two tables. Now, what we can think in terms of optimization in this part where I know join is must, I have to apply it. At least I can think that I can apply join to the lesser number of records. Lesser number of records. So if somehow I will be able to first of all filter the records which genuinely I'm looking forward to get my result done. So do it first, then apply a join. Rather than firstly you're applying a join, then you're filtering it. And that is what is happening in our scenario. It's a very good question which she has asked actually. It will give you a better idea, wider wisdom in terms of what I'm trying to convey here. Both of them are correct. I'm not saying second one is incorrect. Again, I'm repeating my same point. But in first case, you are first of all solving the subquery, or when I'm saying you are, means internally your server, your system, whatever a platform you're using, it will first of all solve the subquery, filter out the records, storing it in some temporary table. Then on top of that, doing the join. Just few minutes back, I told you, right? This is the flow which will happen internally. In the second case, although the approach is correct, although we are getting the correct answer, if you will see, we are first of all doing a proper join on both the tables. Now you can understand in practical scenario, learners is a very big table, because in a single course itself, although it's a limited live sessions course, but in a self-paced course, millions of people can enroll in a one go. And you are saying, first of all, I'll do a join on the courses table. So you will get that millions of big value record table after doing a join, because you're doing that much joins internally. And then you're saying, I will apply a group by and then order by. Not a apt approach, not a optimized approach, I should say. Apt, both of them are apt, but second one is not the optimized one. So query one is, if you will think logically, is more optimized as it firstly, I'm giving the reason also, filters the records and then doing a join. So less join operations are required. In the below case, this is not the case. This is not the scenario. So that's why query 1 is more optimized. I hope you got my point, what I'm trying to convey here.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. I think this is the overall idea which I want to convey in this session. I think let it be this much only. So today we have seen what is the internal meaning of subqueries, what is the meaning of joins, how many different types of joins do we have. We have also solved one LeetCode problem and one practical problem, whatever be the project we are continuing. Maybe let's meet tomorrow again and we'll continue our discussion on top of this by making one more table and making this project a bit more complex, where we will fire more complex commands and SQL queries with respect to whatever things we have learned so far.